welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Danielle and I am the owner of Damn Fancy Creations and the Drunk Flamingo Glitter. If you guys are new to my channel, I do want to let you know that you can catch my content in a few different places. I have a large tutorial group on Facebook, as well as my Damn Fancy Tribe, which is my exclusive group where I offer free digital files, discount codes, group challenges each month, and exclusive content. I also have my Drunk Flamingo Glitter group. If you guys want to check out any of those groups, they're going to be linked in the description. This tutorial is made special for April's Flock Box. For those of you that don't know what a Flock Box is, it is my mystery glitter box that is released each month over at thedrunkflamingo.com. Each box has 5 brand new colors. They are typically a mix of fine and chunky, and they are themed. So this month's theme was a beach cup. In the box, you will have 5 glitters. You will have decals to complete your cup, and you will have a picture of a cup that I created with all of these glitters. So that way, when you get your box in, you don't have to sit there and think about, what can I make with these colors? How can I incorporate them all together? You have everything you need right there to just jump headfirst in and start creating your cup. So I decided to do a tutorial on how I created my cup with the colors I used from this month's box. I think it turned out super cute. These colors are perfect for a beach sunset tumbler, and I think the decals just kind of help tie everything together. So if you guys are ready to see how I created this fun beach sunset tumbler with April's Flock Box colors, let's get started. Alright guys, so I kind of spray painted my tumbler a little differently than most beach cups. I wanted the water to just be a strip of water, and then the black is going to be for the black glitter, which is going to be the silhouette that is going to go with our silhouette palm trees and beach chairs. So I used flat black, then I used vintage teal for the water, and then we used fluorescent yellow and fluorescent pink for the sunset colors. And when I ombre'd them, that created the orange. So this is Revolver. It is my new black glitter. This is Banana Bliss. It is my new chunky yellow with some opal mixed in. Then we have Oranja Bloom, which is a chunky version of Tequila Sunrise. And then we have this pretty chunky pink, which is Beach Towel. And then this teal is Stormy Morning. They all look so pretty together. And I just created the lines by just taping sections and then spray painting. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You guys can see my teal is kind of like distressed from where some paint pulled up some sections, but that's okay because my teal was an opaque glitter, so it didn't necessarily need to be base coated, but I did it anyway, just so y'all could see what my colors were going to look like. So now we're going to spray paint the colors on. So I sprayed my bottom with clear Rustoleum 2 times, and we're just going to sprinkle that glitter with my head in the way as usual. So I just resprayed a little section because the spray paint either dried a little too quick or either it didn't touch that area. So I'm just going to touch it up a little bit, just on the spot that missed. And I'm just carefully sprinkling that glitter along that edge so we get a nice clean edge of black. And then I decided to do the sunset colors, the yellow, orange, and pink. So I'm going to take my tumbler and we're going to spray paint from about the top of the tumbler to the middle of the tumbler. So the entire yellow section and then down into the orange a little bit. And yes, y'all see nicks because I dropped this tumbler like 2 times and it was driving me crazy. I don't know what was going on this day. So I spray paint it with gloss Rustoleum. The gloss stays tacky a lot longer than the matte finish does. So I try to use gloss if I have it. And I am just covering this yellow section completely. And then I'm going to angle my tumbler at about 45 degrees and we're going to sprinkle it around again and let that yellow glitter kind of cascade into the orange. I didn't have my handy dandy stands that I usually use. They were all taken up. So I had to settle for a pool noodle, which is why it probably fell on the ground like 2 or 3 times. But it's okay. Everything's fine. So now I am basically just spraying the middle section of the tumbler, the entire orange, and then a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the pink. And we're going to sprinkle that orange glitter in the center of the tumbler and let it fall up a little bit so it cascades into the yellow. And then we're going to do the same thing, but let this orange fall down into the pink a little bit. So that just helps to create a good gradient so that it doesn't just look like 3 sections, 1 yellow section, 1 orange section, and 1 pink section. So again, we're going to go back with our yellow. And I'm going to spray the entire yellow section again. And we're going to let that yellow cascade down into the orange glitter one more time. And that helped create a really pretty ombre effect. Ombre gradient, whatever word you want to use. Technically, an ombre is a gradient of the same color, and a gradient would just be a fade from one color into another color. So this would technically be a gradient. So now we are going to do our last color in the sunset, which is this pretty chunky pink. But so we still get a good line, I am going to tape off this blue section. And I am not pressing this tape down firmly. I am just lightly wrapping this tape around. And I am going to spray the pink section into the orange. And then we're going to take our chunky pink and we're going to angle our cup again. And we're just going to let that glitter fall up the cup. And I'm just going to go around it one more time just to make sure all of these little spots are covered, make sure my gradient looks good. And at this point, I think it looks really nice, so I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to put this pink back and we're going to untape our water section. I am just kind of patting down any pokies that you may see. I just kind of pat them down. That way when we go to apply our epoxy, there's not going to be a whole lot of glitter shards kind of poking up and making a really uneven section. This glitter fell pretty flat though, so I didn't really have too many pieces sticking up. And then I am just going to seal it really quick. I'm just going to spray everything, the glitter and the black one more time. And once this section dries, I am going to go back and spray the water section and sprinkle the teal glitter. So now that this section has dried, we are going to apply the teal glitter for our water. So I just taped off the bottom of my tumbler just with a piece of paper wrapped around and taped. And I'm just going to spray this section with the clear spray paint like we did all of the other sections. And I was really careful about how I was spraying it. I really just tried to get that clear spray paint on the teal spray paint. And I am really trying my best to keep my head out of this frame. But I did not, so I had to cut that section out. But y'all can see I'm just sprinkling this glitter right up to where that pink is. Just super careful. If you would feel more comfortable taping off the pink, then you can definitely do that as well. But so now that all of our colors are on there, I am going to spray this color really well with the clear spray paint as well. Make sure everything is smooth. And then I will put it on the turner for a couple layers of epoxy. And then we will be ready for our next step. Alright guys, so this tumbler has had a few layers of epoxy. I sanded it really good. I sanded around the rim. You guys can see that slight stainless edge exposed. And then I went in and added some ocean foam with some UV resin. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that really quick. So I'm going to use CCDIY's UV resin. And I'm going to mix it with just a drop of white snow dispersion color. And then we're going to need our UV lamp. Obviously, if you have the white UV resin, you can definitely just use that. But I typically just use clear and then tint it just a little bit if I need to. So I am just applying a tiny bit of this dispersion color and UV resin mix, and I just kind of spread it out a little bit so it's pretty thin. And then I am going to take clear UV resin and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this a little bit better. So I have clear UV resin here and just a pointed silicone brush. And I am just going to dot UV resin on top of the white UV resin. And you guys can see that it forms kind of like cells. So it kind of looks like the ocean foam. Because the clear UV resin will separate that white and it will spread it a little bit. So it gives it kind of like a bubble effect. Now, when you're doing this, you do want to work in small sections. If you're working on a curve like a tumbler, then the UV resin will start to kind of drip down to the other side, and it will distort those circles a little bit. So you do have to work kind of quickly. So I am just applying these little tiny dots of clear UV resin, and then I am going to cure it with my UV light. And I will typically cure it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, just to be sure that it's really good and cured. If it's sunny outside, I'll put it out in the sun, but this is basically what it looks like when we're finished. So I'm going to zoom back out. And now we're ready for decals. I'm just wiping my cup off really quick with some alcohol just to make sure that no lint or anything is on there, since I've been handling this cup for quite a while. So these are the decals that are included in the flock box this month. So if you purchased a flock box, you got all of these glitter colors, and you also got these decals. So these are basically silhouettes of beach chairs and palm trees. So I'm going to weed those really quickly. All right, so now that we have these weeded, finally, we're going to apply them to our cup. So I am just kind of picking a spot on my cup. If there were certain waves that I liked, I just wanted to make sure that my chairs did not cover them. So we're just going to pick up our chairs with our transfer tape, and I'm just going to put it right at the base of the black. So it just gives that illusion where the chair kind of fades into the black ground. And we're just going to smooth that on. And I am just going to put my second chair right next to this one, just kind of like the chairs were sitting by each other in the sand. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to line up the legs of the chair with the base of, or the start of, the ground or the black glitter. And I am just pressing it down, make sure the decal is stuck on really well. And then we're going to add our palm trees. So there is one. And then palm tree number 2. And at this point, I am technically done with everything that is in the box. I think it looked super cute, but I did decide to go back and add a sun with a different glitter in between the 2 beach chairs. I just felt like it needed something else, just something was lacking right in the middle. So what I decided to do was tape off that little section right in between the chairs. And we're going to use Mango Margarita on the rocks to create just a slight illusion of a sun. I chose this glitter because it is an irregular cut. And I'm just going to apply it with quick coat. I didn't want to use orange acrylic paint, which is what I would typically use, just because I didn't want it to be a super obvious sun. I just wanted it just to be there. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe you understand. I don't know. So I'm basically just going to draw a half circle with my quick coat. And I am just going to sprinkle some glitter that obviously poured out way too quick. So there y'all can kind of see the illusion of a sun starting to form. And I did just kind of pat this down a little bit because it is irregular shaped, and sometimes that can be, it stands up a lot, so I do like to try to press it down as much as possible before epoxy. So I'm just going to do a couple layers of this quick coat. So I am just kind of dabbing over the area that I already sprinkled glitter. And I did decide just to sprinkle this over my trash can because this glitter just kind of falls out of the bag. So now with the second coat, you guys can see the sun a little bit better now. And again, I am just kind of flattening this irregular shaped glitter as much as I can. And then I'm going to peel off that tape. And there is our sun. And I am going to seal this with quick coat again. But obviously, yes, we're brushing off all of this excess glitter. But once I seal this with quick coat, I will put another 2 layers of epoxy on it, and then it will be finished. So this is how it turned out. I hope you guys loved this tutorial. I just wanted to do one to show off this month's Flock Box colors. And if you guys purchased a Flock Box, please post your creations in the glitter group because I definitely want to see them. If y'all enjoyed this video or learned something new, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to catch the next video coming up that was picked just for you. As always, if you're looking for more tips, tricks, or tutorials, be sure to check out my tutorial group on Facebook or my Damn Fancy tribe. Both are linked in the description. Thanks for watching.